Why is it? I was just on my way home from work and I get on the train and this woman gets on, probably 8-9 months pregnant, like well visibly pregnant. And I look around, like I have a seat. I look around and there's a sea of men sitting next to me, sitting across from me. And they just like awkwardly look at her. And no one offered to get up for her to sit. It was shocking. So of course, fellow mom, just fellow woman, fellow good person, says, oh my gosh, like, please sit. And she looks around awkwardly. She's like, no, I'm just on for 2 stops. Girl, come sit down. It's ridiculous. And like the men look over and they're all awkward and uncomfortable. Like,
that's why I entitled this video, fellas, you can't make her happy, okay? Stop trying to make her happy. You can't make her happy. And look, I tell men in therapy, in front of their wives, stop trying to make her happy. And the wife cut her eyes at me. What do you mean? What do you mean stop trying to make me happy? No, that's not his job. It's not his job to make you happy. He can contribute to your happiness, but your happiness is an inside job. That's something you got to bring to the relationship. Stop getting married or getting in a relationship with a man expecting him to make you happy. That's not his responsibility. And I'm telling you right in front of your face, so there's no mistaking what I'm saying. Focus on what makes you truly happy, what makes you content, what makes you fulfilled, what gives your life meaning. Focus on that, and he can add to that. But I don't need a man, technically, to make me happy. I know how to do that all on my own. Can a man contribute to my happiness? Most certainly he can. There are tons of things that a man could do that would, oh my gosh, just shoot me to the moon. But I can assure you that if my life is miserable, if I hate my life, if I hate the way I look, if I hate my body, if I hate my lot in life, there ain't nothing that man can do over time to change that. Like, I am a miserable son of a... And I hate to admit this, but that is a lot of women today.
A lot of these men have realized that, unfortunately, for a lot of these modern women, it might seem like opting out is the best choice. Because when you look at how much stress you have to go through, modern women being inconsistent, just those two alone will have you saying, or, you know, kind of reconsidering and saying, well, maybe this is not the journey for me right now. Maybe I need to go build myself up. Maybe I need to focus on myself. Maybe I need to put a little bit more into who I am.
I am so tired of being single. It's been basically 3 years. And at this point, I truly feel like I don't even remember what being in a relationship feels like. And I know that sounds so dramatic, but I am so used to being by myself that I can't even imagine having a person that is just always there. And every time I complain about being single, are you on the apps? Yeah, I'm on the apps, and it's a hellscape. I truly am in a relationship with it where I just go on it, feel hopeless, and just I give up, and then I delete it, and then I get so desperate to at least try to find the idea of someone that I re-download it. I'm literally 30 years old, and I'm getting swiped right on by men that are either of my age or older that have intimacy without commitment as their relationship preference. I genuinely feel hopeless. And I don't really care how pathetic that sounds. I give up. I haven't been looking. Everyone says, well, you shouldn't look. I haven't been looking at all. I took a break from dating for a reason. And now I'm just stuck in a drought, it seems. And I am feeling really just lost. I don't know what to do anymore. And I hate this generation.
You know, men have decided it's easier to take a step back. It's easier to opt out rather than trying to hop into confusion, rather than trying to force my way into a situation that, quite frankly, doesn't seem advantageous to me. It doesn't seem like it's going to go well. So I'm not going to sit up there and continue to be like, oh man, I got to get her. I got to get her. No, I don't. No, I don't. The alternative with me forcing myself into this space is I have somebody acting crazy with me, and I don't have time for that.
He didn't have friends, and I kept wondering, why is that? He always walks alone, has a tiny circle. Is he weird? We don't know. Or do we think we know?
At first, I judged him too. I thought maybe it was pride or something wrong.
But then I observed closely. He wasn't alone by rejection. He was alone by choice.
He simply got tired of fake people, transactional friendships, shallow talks, and forced laughter.
He understood something very few do. Quality is worth much more than quantity. He doesn't need an audience to feel important. His confidence comes from within, not applause. And you know what? That intimidates people. A man who isn't afraid of his own company has won a battle almost no one wins. He is highly selective. Not just anyone enters his life. Drama is in the past. Gossip is out. A man who learns to live in peace won't accept a chaotic presence just to avoid being alone. This isn't isolation. It's maturity. It's self-mastery. Men like this are rare and hard to replace. He doesn't accept emotional crumbs, and he won't mold himself to fit anyone's expectations. This isn't isolation, it's maturity, it's self-mastery. Men like this are rare and hard to replace.
And modern women they're asking, how come good men kind of stop engaging with them, right? But you have to understand that, the kind of man you say you want. So the kind of man, well, I want a man like this, 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 and this. And the man comes up in front of you. The man comes up in front of you, and you let the man go, right? And you let Chad and Tyrone play in your face. And then a couple of days later, you want the good man to show up and rescue you. You want the good man to be a shoulder to cry on. What? Oh, well, you should allow me to do that in each and every situation. No, I'm a good guy. I'm not a doormat.
I'm just going to say this because I know it's going to piss some people off. But honestly, if it triggers you, good. If a woman cheats, it's usually not random. It's not one mistake. There are patterns and no one wants to talk about them. So I'm going to give you 3 things that massively increase the chances a woman will cheat. Not always, but often enough that you should pay attention. First, low self-worth. I mean, she needs attention to feel okay. Like, she feels good when she's desired. She feels alive when someone's flirting with her. And when that attention dips in the relationship, she starts feeling empty. She'll just say, I'm just talking. I didn't mean anything. But the truth is she was feeding something inside her. Second, she avoids emotional discomfort. This one is huge. She doesn't sit with loneliness. She doesn't sit with boredom. She doesn't sit with unmet needs. The moment things feel heavy, awkward, or emotionally dry, she looks for relief. Not resolution, relief. So instead of fixing the relationship, she distracts herself with a person, with attention, with a vibe. Third, porous boundaries. And this is the one people defend the hardest. She'll say, I'm just friendly. I'm just being nice. I'm just a friend. But she's oversharing. She's emotionally intimate with other men. She's keeping doors cracked open, just in case. And cheating doesn't start with intention. It starts with no boundaries. If you don't protect the relationship, someone else will walk into it. Now listen, this is important. None of this makes cheating okay, ever. Cheating is still a character issue. But if a woman has low self-worth, can't tolerate emotional discomfort, and has weak boundaries, the relationship is on a thin ice, whether you want to admit it or not.
And a lot of these modern women are wanting men to yearn. They're wanting men to chase. They're wanting men to pursue. But in today's, the way it happens in today's dating, that puts you as the weaker vessel because, I'm the prize, right? You chase me. You want me. Show me that you want me. I've already proved myself by the fact that you want me, even though I haven't done anything. The fact that you want me means I'm more valuable in this relationship. And that's what a lot of modern women are doing. So when a man steps back and says, okay, well, you know, if you're not going to reciprocate and you're going to think that you all that, I'm just going to go ahead and go the other way. I'm going to go a different direction. Now you're stunned and you're talking about men aren't men anymore.
The only thing men really need to learn is that you will never be able to make a woman happy. You just can't. If you last too long, then that's too much. But if you last too little, then that's too little. If you want too much intimacy, then you're being pushy. If you don't want intimacy at all, then you're cheating. You can remember to take out the trash, but she's going to remember that you didn't do the dishes. You can give her child support and you can give her over that and pay all of the in-between. And it's never enough, but when you pay nothing, then you're a deadbeat and she's still not happy. You could plan the perfect date, but if you didn't spend enough, then it's still not good enough. But if you don't plan a date, then you're a loser that puts in no effort. Women who don't have boobs want boobs. Women who don't have want. Women who have too much want a smaller. If you text too much, then you're basically a simp, but if you text too little, then you're a loser who doesn't care. You could buy her exactly what she wants, but if it's the wrong color, then it's still not exactly what she wants. You could give her all of the affirmation and all of the emotional support, but she's always going to remember the one time that you didn't. If you work too much, then you're not spending enough time with her, but then if you cut your hours and you're home with her more often, but you're making less money, then you're broke and you're basically a loser. If you watch too much football or have a hobby with the guys, then you're not invested in her. But if you don't have any hobbies or any other interests other than her, then you're a simp. Until you understand this as a man, that it's not your job or your responsibility to continuously make her happy and that you can't make her happy, your life will be a lot easier. Okay, bye.
If your body count is under 50, do me a favor and go outside and live a little bit.
She said to go outside and bust that coochie wide open. Yeah, that's what she said. Why is your body count at 50 to begin with? You are already your self-esteem is on the floor. And she's encouraging you to now walk all over it. 50! And she's telling you that you haven't lived enough yet. If you ask me, you've lived too much. You are doing too much. You've done too much. And you need to stop. If your body count is at 50, you should never get into another relationship. Ever. Just stay single for the rest of your life. I mean, you're already in a situation, but you don't have to make it worse. You don't have to listen to women like that and have no self-respect. Love yourself first, okay?
I saw a video of a woman who was saying that a man that she had been dating hasn't texted her or called her in 5 days, but she notices he's always the first one to watch her Instagram story. She was like, you know what? I'm going to revoke his privileges. So she unfriends him, removes him as a follower of hers. Within minutes, this man hits her up via text and is like, why did you unfollow me? Why did you take me out of your list of followers? So she's like, oh, so he's alive. She proceeds to ghost him. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is exactly what it looks like to stand on business. Oh, you want to be a monitoring spirit? How about I ghost you? Now we both can be spirits. This is also what it looks like when you're trying to play it too cool with a woman who has ice in her veins. I'm sure he probably learned this from one of those red pill podcasters about trying to make a woman want you, let her see that you're watching her story but don't say anything, wait on her to respond. The same phone that he had in his hand that he used to keep up with her story is the same phone he could have used to call or to text her. But a lot of these men want to be chased. They want to be pursued. Your ego can't take the idea that they're calling you first or texting you first. They want to know what's going on with you so badly to make sure nobody else is taking their place. If you want her, go get her. But if he's not coming to get you, he doesn't want you bad enough. You don't have to break any of that down to him. Let him go figure it out with the next girl.
The most attractive muscle on a man these days is a developed frontal lobe. Women are not really looking for abs anymore. They're looking for accountability. They don't care how tall a guy is if he cannot manage his emotions. And honestly, nothing is more attractive than a man who can pause, think clearly, and not destroy the whole entire night with one impulsive reaction. Emotional regulation is the new turn-on. Self-awareness is insanely attractive. A man who can say, yeah, that was my fault, that's rare. A real woman would rather have a leader than a six-pack and huge arms, although both are a bonus. If he is good at decision-making, self-control, and emotional maturity, the gym is just extra. Now, ladies, if you want your man to excel and improve on these things, I created a program that teaches you how to use your femininity as a magnet to naturally pull this out of him, because it's there. Trust me. Comment program and I'll send you the link in your DMs.
I saw this video of this girl and she was talking about how she's okay with being single and she's completely present and happy with herself, and she's been working on herself and she loves herself, but she still gets lonely. And on the weekends, everyone else is with their partner and everyone else is with their friends. And she was like, it's a Saturday afternoon and I have nothing else to do. And she was like, I'm not afraid to go on dates with myself. I've done those things before, but I'm lacking someone be with me. That spoke to me because I've been that girl before, and being lonely is something that we don't want to do. We crave connection, and especially like I work remote, we crave personal connection. And to that, I would give, like, the advice that I would give is get outside of your comfort zone. Go to groups, find things in your area, go up to a girl and compliment her and ask her if you want to go out. I know it seems scary, but the worst thing that they're going to say is no. They're not going to like shame you for it. So go outside and find those girls, because I can guarantee you that there are so many girls in your area or in your city who are feeling the same exact way. They're not in a relationship and they are okay with being with themselves, but they just want that connection like you do.
This headline from The Hill, it caught my eye. Most young men are single. Most young women are not. Nearly half of all young adults are single. Now, look at these numbers. 34% of women, twice as many, a whopping 63% of men. What explains that? The report said men in their 20s are more likely than women in their 20s to be romantically uninvolved, sexually dormant, friendless, and lonely. They stand at the vanguard of an epidemic of declining marriage, sexuality, and relationships that afflicts all of young America. Other troubling statistics about men come from a 2021 study from the Survey Center for American Life. It found the share of men who have 6 or more close friends, which in 1990 was 55%, by 2021 had shrunk by half. Meanwhile, those with literally 0 close friends, which stood at 3% in 1990, has zoomed to 15%.
Let me say something that people in the dating market don't want to hear. The dating market today is a reflection of the houses that we grew up in. That's why you got grown adults out here that don't know how to love nobody, trust nobody, don't know how to stay committed to nobody, lustful spirits, self-centered, narcissistic, men and women. And everybody online complaining about how bad the dating market is. But the real question is this: what type of home did you grow up in? Because the trauma people experience growing up is being projected directly onto the people that they date. You could be handsome, you could be cute, you could be fine, but if what's going on inside of your head is trash because of the environment you was raised in, you're gonna bring that trash into every relationship that you touch. I can look at my own life and see it clearly. When I was younger and fresh out the house, I ain't understand trauma. I ain't understand toxic patterns. So guess what? The type of people I chose reflected that. The way I treated people reflected that. And the way I allowed people to treat me reflected that. Because I thought the dysfunction that I grew up in was normal. But as I got older, I started to address the trauma. I started breaking toxic patterns, breaking cycles. And once my mind got healthier, my relationships start to get healthier too. Because when you start thinking with a sound mind, you start making better decisions about who you allow in your life. So if you want the date market to change, stop blaming women, stop blaming men, start fixing the damage that came from your childhood. Because broken homes create broken adults, and broken adults create the date market that everybody complaining about. If we don't break those patterns now, our kids gonna grow up and inherit that exact same mess. So before you go looking for the perfect partner, address the bad and the ugly inside yourself first, because the dating market ain't broken. It's just full of people who ain't healed from the house that they grew up in.
What's going on here, folks? We had a patient who went to a different country to get dental work done. Not going to say any names. Hint, gobble, gobble. Anyway, had major work done, which is failing. She had cheap quality porcelain crowns here. They did root canals on every single tooth. Of course, the root canals are failing. Chronic bad breath, food's getting trapped, a lot of decay. Everything had to be redone. She went to a high quality lab in Manhattan to get all this done. And the root canals had to be retreated by an endodontist. Extremely expensive to fix. She's very happy with how everything turned out, but the biggest mistake, she said, was going to a country that tries to lure you in with a cheap price. If they lure you in with a cheap price, I guarantee you, you're not going to be happy in the long run. We've seen many, many horror stories with this. Be careful, guys. I just want you to be really careful out there. No coke, no drugs. Thank you.
Fellas, I'm sick of it. Let me tell y'all something. You cannot make these women happy at all. Because if you don't got a job, she gonna leave you. If you got a job and you work too much, she gonna leave you. If you don't have nothing, she's gonna leave you. If you're trying to build something, she's gonna leave you. Women are only with men because of the convenience, or maybe even the idea of having a man. Okay? Women, they don't want to sacrifice nothing. They don't want no responsibility for nothing. They don't want to go 60-40. They don't want to go 40-60. They don't want to go 50-50. They don't want to do nothing. All they want is the benefit of a kink. But they do not want to have the patience and do what it takes to help him build the kingdom. So this is where you need to wake up. You need to realize what type of women that you're dealing with and go get you a woman that believes in your dream.
You know what's been encouraging me while I've been reading the Bible? And this may help somebody. The more I read, the more I realize that the disciples didn't understand everything either, y'all. The part in John where Jesus had started preparing himself for his death. He was telling his disciples, he said, I'm not going to be with y'all much longer. Remember what I taught y'all? Believe in God, believe in me. I'm going to prepare for a place for you, and one day you will be with me. But they was confused, child. Thomas had spoke up and said, Lord, we don't know where you're going, so how can we know the way? Then Philip had said, Lord, show us the Father, and that'll be good enough for us. But Jesus kept patiently explaining to them, if you seen me, then you seen the Father. The Father is in me. I am the Father. If you believe in me, you're believing in him. Reading that just made something click with me, y'all. Sometimes I be feeling bad because I don't understand everything that God is doing. Sometimes I get confused. Sometimes I don't know what he's trying to tell me, y'all. But if the disciples who walked with Jesus every single day had moments of confusion, then it's okay for us to have those moments too. The difference is, don't let your confusion make you stop listening. Keep reading, keep praying, keep paying attention to what God is speaking to you, because he will show you the way. Confusion is not the end of your faith. It could actually be the beginning of deeper understanding if you continue to stay close to him. God is patient, just like Jesus was patient with his disciples. So don't you give up because you don't have all the answers yet. Keep following him, and in his timing, he will make the path clear. Okay?
Women need to stop dating down. If you want to do charity work, volunteer. As a divorce lawyer, I see it far too often. A woman with degrees, drive, discipline, and dreams shackled to a man whose only ambition is comfort. She thinks love will level the playing field, and he thinks love means never being asked to grow. We don't talk about this enough, but dating down is a long-term liability, not just emotionally, but financially, energetically, and psychologically. When you date someone who isn't in alignment with your values, your work ethic, your lifestyle, or your ambition, you're not just carrying a relationship, you're carrying the weight of two lives and pretending it's love. He will let you pay for dinner, co-sign the car, help him find himself, and call you materialistic when you ask for bare minimum effort. The worst part, you'll justify it. You'll say he has potential, you'll say he's healing, you'll say we're a team, but only one of you is playing offense.
Attractive women like me should not have to work.
Mira, mommy, you should be working 2 jobs. Matter of fact, you know what? You should be working 3rd shift so nobody see you. Attractive people. Mira, I'm not the prettiest person either, but I ain't up here telling bold-faced lies on a Sunday that I'm too attractive to get a job. Nena, even attractive people need jobs, let alone yo ugly. Mira, Nena, you should be working at somewhere like Payless shoe stores or something that barely people go to. Matter of fact, get a job at Goodwill. Beat that!
Women can tell you everything that they want in a man, but they don't even know what a man is and what he really entails. And to be honest, a lot of women don't even know what being a woman is and what being a woman entails. If you ask a woman about being a woman, she will tell you how she dressed. She will tell you how she sways her hips. She will tell you adult skills like cooking and cleaning. They be on TikTok talking about, I don't need no man. I could do bad all by myself. There are a lot of women who are singing that tune out of bitterness. They're bitter. They're mad because the man that they want to choose is repeatedly showing them that he is not choosing them. They're mad that the people that they go after are not inherently attracted to them. So they become bitter, telling other women, oh, I don't need no man, and y'all don't either. Because what they're low-key saying is, you don't need the man because you might have the opportunity to get with the man who didn't want me, and I don't want you to be happy because I'm miserable and I need company.
Nobody his age wants him, and he's dating younger on purpose because he doesn't have to grow up. Like, you're not.
She says that if a dude is in his mid-30s, late 30s, and he is trying to intentionally date younger women, that he is not wanted by those older women in his age gap. I won't use the word unwanted, but I will say unpopular opinion, that is weird. Because if you're in your mid-30s, almost pushing 40s, what do you and this younger woman have in common? What do you talk about? This woman is maybe still in college or just getting out of college and is bright-eyed to the world while you have bags on your eyes because you've been working a 9-to-5 for the past 10 years. You have a mortgage. You've had your life experiences. You've had your spring breaks in Miami. She's still got a couple more left in her. So what do you two talk about? What do you two bond over? Now on this topic, and we're talking about dating, not having fun, I can understand why women say sometimes men manipulate these young women.
This young lady has a message to the men.
Okay, we need to normalize guys approaching girls at the gym because right now it's just awkward for everyone.
I've been seeing a lot of videos with women saying this, but I'm going to go ahead and translate what she's actually trying to say.
There will be a guy I see every day. We make eye contact. We do the little half smile thing, and then nothing ever happens.
So there's some guy in the gym. He's 6'8", built like LeBron James. They make eye contact and they smile at each other every day. And because of that, she feels special, not knowing he's making eye contact and smiling at a lot of girls in the gym because he's 6'8" and built like LeBron James.
This goes on for weeks. At that point, we're basically coworkers. I'm not asking to be hit on mid-squat or anything, but if you catch me between sets and just say hi, that's not weird. What's weird is pretending we don't recognize each other after making eye contact 40 times. Like, grow a pair and come talk to me.
So fellas, let me be clear on what she's saying. She wants that guy to come talk to her. Not you. Don't you go walking over there, you're gonna end up on a TikTok video. When these women say this, they are talking to specific men. They're not talking to all of us. So do not get tricked, do not get fooled. Don't let her shame you into doing it, trying to make us feel like we're weak if we don't go over there and talk to her. She's not talking to us. She is talking to him. And most of these women making these videos, they are talking to specific men. They're not talking to the rest of us. This is why you see some women online saying, don't talk to us, and other women saying, talk to us. Because the women who are saying don't talk to us, those are the regular men approaching. The women who are saying come talk to us, those are the good looking men that they want to approach. So don't get it twisted, fellas. I'm just trying to save you some time. That's all I'm doing.
Robbie was safe. Well, it's a hurricane, yeah, and it's coming down on you.
Where do I even start with this one? This is toxic at its lowest level. This couple in public, yeah? Arguing, tension, written all over them. He clearly wants space. He's walking ahead, trying to calm himself down. You can clearly see that he does not want to deal with her right now. He is begging for space, and she won't stop. She keeps poking him, she keeps pushing him, she keeps following him, she keeps wanting to engage. And she's disrespecting him publicly in front of many people. This is the worst thing you can do to a man in public, especially when he's at this state. When he pulls away, that is not the moment to go and chase him. That is the moment to back off right away. Walk next to him quietly, or walk behind him, or walk away and let him breathe and come back to you. But do not keep egging him on. Don't nag him. Don't instigate him. All you do is make him feel trapped, embarrassed, and disrespected. Not good. Men do not regulate like women. Sometimes they need some silence. Sometimes they need a little bit of distance, and sometimes they need a moment to cool down and cool off so they don't explode at you more. But she didn't give him that. She cornered him in public. No privacy, no space, no dignity at all. If your man is asking you for space, respect it. Give him that moment. That is how you keep the relationship from blowing up. And that's how you keep the respect alive. Women, don't do what this woman is doing.
Men want traditional women, but forget that traditional men paid all the bills, fixed the things around the house, and never asked, what do you bring to the table? Ladies, you're not crazy for feeling tired. A lot of guys are labeling women masculine while watching you carry the load that they dropped. If she's paying the rent, solving problems, and defending her peace all week, don't be surprised if she doesn't have any softness left. A woman relaxes when she feels safe. Safe is the bills handled, plans for the future, and a man who shows up the first time. Safe looks like, I got this, and then he actually does. Grandma cooked because granddad covered the roof, the groceries, the repairs, the late night knocks at the door. He didn't interrogate her value, he made her life lighter and watched her bloom. To the men watching this, if you want a woman in her feminine, become a place where her nervous system can rest. Handle your business. When you lift the weight, she brings the warmth you keep saying you miss. To the ladies who needed this, there is nothing wrong with you. You've been surviving. When you choose a man with order, softness will come back into your life naturally.
I feel like what you say, the men are different.
The
men
nicer,
are much more
respectful now, because like before you could like you be dancing and then after a while you gotta turn back like, who the heck is this? No, I could be pushing back like, he gonna come? Right? Like I here doing the most work.
Sir, grab this wine.
With
No, but it's
teeth in the wine. They ain't come
But
to
it's
for wine no
no,
more. Like they
but
stand up
even the whole
watching.
touching thing, because I always used to have an SPD and it used to make me so annoyed when you pass people, they gotta touch you.
Yeah, that
especially
too.
the men. Now,
nobody
They
hands
don't
up,
even
girl.
come at all. I was
Nah.
surprised when somebody
Yeah.
come behind me.
Honestly,
it was
they
very
get shy.
shocking.
I'm kind of confused. You guys sound like you're upset. You don't get
No, because
bum rushed
now,
anymore.
look, when we used to get touched, it was annoying.
You
but
wanted to get bum
no,
rushed,
but
you
you
don't wanna
go
get bum
into
rushed.
the complete opposite side. You need a balance. Don't
Yeah.
touch me up disrespectfully.
Right.
Pull up on me.
Pull up.
Pull
You
up
could have been
on
like,
me. Just walk.
And you know, modern women continue to say, you know, why is this guy not asking me out? Why won't this guy shoot a shot? Why is this guy seeing me, staring at me, but he's hesitating? I mean, at some point in time, maybe you should realize what the man is going through. Maybe you should realize, you know what, this date really cost him. You know what, you know, he might have to spend a little time. He might have to spend some. Well, you know, we both spending time, but you know, he's got to spend his money on the date instead of just saying, well, you know, I spend my money too in a way because I use my makeup and, you know, I go get a spray tan. And one woman said, man, I took a workout class. I was like, girl, that workout class ain't going to do nothing for nobody. You just started working out. You went to one workout class. You didn't lose no weight. As far as I'm concerned, you wasted, well, I mean, you didn't waste your time, but if you saying that you did it for him, you wasted your time. You need to have been doing that well before you met him, during the time that you met him, and then after the time that you met him. That's how these modern women do. They try to assign stuff to men and say, oh, well, you know, I'm doing it for you, so I got to spend money in a way. No, you're going to spend that money anyway.